Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Andrew. Welcome back to the channel. Today let's talk about what the future US men's national team lineup could look like, and specifically I mean the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. So what I did for this video is I took all the American players that I think have good potential or show great potential to actually reach the potential that Sofifa has given them on their website, and I compiled them all together in a lineup, and I edited all their stats to make them have the overall potential they would have, so we could see, like, by the time 2022 rolls around, this is what their stats could look like if they keep going the pace that they're going. So without talking, let's get into the team. Let me show you guys the team. So for strikers, what I noticed is that the US men's national team is kind of lacking in quality strikers. Nobody has a 80 overall in terms of striker ability. And of course, this is 4 years from now. So, Josie Alter probably won't be around. Michael Bradley won't be around. Clint Dempsey won't be around. And some people are saying, like, well, where's Bobby Wood? Because he's like, I think he's like 26 or something like that today. But I was like, Bobby Wood, like, what does he have to his game? To me, I see he's a good finisher, decent on the ball. And I feel like the most of his game is based on his pace. And I was thinking, like, in 4 years he'll be like 30-ish. Or maybe just 30, but is he still going to have that pace going for him at 30 years old that the US men's national team really relies on today? So I was like, you know what, let me just go younger. But there really isn't much quality strikers in the upcoming American youth system. So my first pick for this future lineup was Haji Ray, who currently is signed for FC Schalke in the German league, but he's on loan to a second division team in the Bundesliga 2. So he's about 19 years old, and when the World Cup in Qatar happens, he'll be about 23. He's 6'4", work rate's medium. He's a sole striker. So as you can see, I got Jordan Morris on here in the subs, because some people might say, hey, why isn't Jordan Morris starting? He'll be about like 27 when that World Cup rolls around. But I really don't rate Jordan Morris as high as I used to. Like, just recently, since he stayed in the MLS, he's really been lacking in, like, I don't know, like, I just really don't think he's gonna reach his potential, and his potential is only 78 now. It used to be like in the 80s before. But anyway, so that's why I have Haji right here. I think he could be the main striker if we don't have, of course, if there's someone else that's gonna pop up in a couple years. But Haji is gonna be my main pick. All right, let's go to the wings. We got Andrew Carlton here from Atlanta United, who is currently about oops, he's 57 years old, but I'm sure he's like, I think he's like 17 or 18, because if you edit someone that young, their stats or their age, kind of messes up. So he's got to be like 17 years old. He can play at the left wing, right wing, striker, or center attacking midfielder. I rate him pretty good. I think he has potential to be really good. Obviously, his potential is 80, which is higher than any of the strikers that we have on this team. And on the right flank, we've got Christian Pulisic here, who's going to be an 89 overall. Hopefully he reaches that potential, or even higher. Hopefully he gets to like 92. That would be awesome if he was that good. But he could get there, because I think he is definitely the American gem, the American prospect. And what I think the MLS really is going to excel at is the midfield. We got Tyler Adams here from New York Red Bulls. Who's going to be... So he's 17 too, because now he's 57 here. So he's gonna be about like 21 when the World Cup rolls around. Same thing as Andrew Carlton. I watched Tyler Adams play a couple games for Red Bulls, and that one game against Portugal, I believe that he was in it. But he really impressed me. I think he really could reach his 83 potential if he keeps going the way he's going. And obviously we got Kellyn Acosta here, who is gonna be only 26 when the World Cup rolls around. So he's gonna be in the prime of his career. I rate Kellyn Acosta higher than all of these other midfielders. I think he's very underrated. I think he, at least in terms of his potential, I think he will really excel at 80 potential and be higher, maybe even like 84, 85, like Weston McKennie. And who we've got here, who's 19, who's going to be 23 when that World Cup rolls around. And Weston McKennie obviously plays for FC Schalke, and Kellyn Acosta plays for FC Dallas. And I hope Kellyn Acosta gets a move away from FC Dallas and goes to Europe, because I think it really will improve his game. He's already... Alright, enough about Kellyn Acosta. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go to defense. Another aspect I think we're going to be good at for the American national team. We've got another Acosta here. I forget his first name, but it's Acosta. He can be left back or right back. He's only 20. He's going to be 24 when the World Cup rolls around. Sorry, I'm stuttering. I don't know too much about him, but he was the best left back that was young and not like over 30 in the MLS or around the whole world. We've got two breaks at the back. I believe we've got Jonathan Brooks, who's already showing to be one of the best defenders we've got so far. And I think he really could improve his game. He could be an 85 overall, which would be amazing. And we also got Vickers, who plays for Spurs but is on loan to Sheffield United. Another one I don't really know too much about. I haven't watched many of his games, but I really maybe he could reach that 83, and that would be fantastic if he did, or even excel that. And of course, at the right back, we've got Deandre Headland, who will be 28 when the World Cup rolls around. So he'll be pushing that age limit. I hope he keeps that pace. All right, for the keepers, I was kind of torn. Right now we've got no keepers with potential 80 or above, so that kind of dampens the squad a bit. But we've got Bill Hamid, who's going to be, what is he, 20, 30, like about 31 when the World Cup rolls around, and that's fine, like a fine age for a keeper. He could maybe be a late bloomer, which I think he could be. He just recently got to move away from DC United into I think a Denmark team. So hopefully his game improves. Hopefully he gets some more recognition for the national team, because I really rate him. I really rate Bill Hamid a lot. He should have been in the one of the main squad more, but I know because of injuries and people don't like him. Whatever, who cares? So let's go look at the bench. We've got Jordan Morris here, who I've already said my piece on. He'll be 27 when their World Cup rolls around. We've got Gaines here. I forget his first name. I feel like it's something with an O. So we've got Gaines here, a left winger who plays in the Danish league, of course. He can play in the left flank. He's going to be 23 when the World Cup rolls around. Don't know too much about him, but I liked his stats, and I was like, you know what, maybe he could be something special. We've also got here Hindman coming up in the ranks for the midfield. Another great center midfield. And talking about center midfielders that are great, let's go to Christian Roldan, another midfielder in the MLS who I think is very underrated. He's going to be about 26 when the World Cup rolls around. He can play as a center defensive midfielder or just a regular center mid. He's got really great, fantastic work rate. I really think Christian Roldan is very underrated. I think he could overcome that 79 potential he has currently right now. Maybe into like the low 80s, maybe 82, 83, if that. But I think maybe this season, if he continues to do well, Sofifa will recognize his abilities and give him at least an 81 overall potential. And of course, we've got Matt Miazga, the center back from Chelsea, who was on loan to Netherlands team, VTS. I think I said that wrong, but that's okay, I hope. Yeah, there was always a bunch of hype over this guy. I hope he can reach his 80 potential or get higher. He'll be 26 when the World Cup rolls around. We've also got Eric Palmer Brown he's not from Sporting Kansas City anymore, I don't think, but still, he's gonna be 24 when the World Cup rolls around. When this guy first came out, and so few people were like, "Whoa, who is this guy? He's got like 84 potential or something." Like he had like really high potential. It went down a bit, but I still think he's gonna be a quality defender in the future. And of course, we got Stefan here, the Columbus Crew goalkeeper, who I contemplated putting in front of Bill Hamid because I really rate Stefan a lot. But of course, I picked Bill Hamid because I think Bill Hamid will be, more mature, more like I said, a late bloomer. So Zach will be about 26 when the World Cup rolls around. Let's go to the reserves. We've got Timothy Waya, who plays for PSG right now, well, for the reserves, obviously. But he's like 17 years old. He's very young. So he'll be about like 21-ish when the World Cup rolls around. I think he could be maybe the starting striker for the U.S. men's national team in the future at this time, like for that World Cup, because I think he is gonna learn a lot and gain a lot of experience at PSG if they mold him right. He could be probably the best striker we've got. He could probably overpass. He's definitely gonna overpass Jordan Morris, and he could surpass Haji Wright. Another quality midfielder we got is De Silva here from Orlando City. He's 19. He's gonna be about 23 when that World Cup rolls around. He can play as a center attacking midfielder, left winger, center forward. Definitely a very attacking player. I rate him highly as well. And also another defender I really rate highly is Justin Glad from Real Salt Lake. There's a lot of hype for Justin Glad after that Under-21 World Cup he played for with the U.S. men's national team. I think he could overpass his 76 potential. I think that's very, very underrated for him. He could at least be like an 80 overall potential, which I think he is playing like, and he could reach that max potential. Up next, we got Shaquille Moore from Levante in the Spanish league. He's 21 now. He's going to be about 25 when the World Cup rolls around. I just recently watched a game with him against Barcelona of all teams, and he actually he impressed me. He played very well. He's very attacking. He's kind of like Deandre Headland. He's got good pace, and he's just I think he's better at attacking than he is defending. But with time, he could obviously get better, especially if he plays for Levante or even maybe a bigger Spanish team. If he stays in that league, he could improve his game a lot. With the rate he's going, the way he's looking for me, he could actually give Deandre Headland a run for his money for that right back position. And of course, last but not least, we got Jesse Gonzalez from FC Dallas, I believe, and he is obviously a goalkeeper. He'll be about 26 when that World Cup rolls around, and he was a Mexican international, but I think he switched to USA, obviously. So that's good for us. More quality keepers coming in. Like I said, none of them are over 80 potential, but I think they can all overcome that and be better. So like I said, the U.S. men's national team is really good for center midfielders and also for center backs. So this was the first lineup I picked, but I also had like a second team sheet lineup because I think this lineup with the 3 at the back, 3-4-2 up front, would actually also work out for the U.S. men's national team in the future if these players all reach their potential, of course. So I switched it up. I got Stefan here. I think you can like switch with Zach or Hamid. Either way, they're both gonna be really great keepers in the future. We got Carter Vickers, John Brooks, Eric Palmer Brown here making up the back line, who are all gonna be like, look at that, that's amazing. Those 83, 85, 82, that would be very impressive. And the midfield is basically the same. So many quality future prospects for the Americans. We've got Kellyn Acosta, who could be the captain, definitely gonna be the captain in the future. I would pick Kellyn Acosta out of everyone else in this lineup. We've also got Tyler Adams and Weston McKennie. And on the flanks, of course, with the same people, we've got Andre Carlton and Christian Pulisic, of course. And then with the 2 at the front, we've got Jordan Morris and Haji Wright. But I think maybe, depending on how Waya's growth is going, he could, surpass Morris, and we'll switch him out with, Waya and put him up front with Haji Wright. And I think that would be great. I think that would be an awesome lineup to take on any team, of course, in the World Cup. So yeah, I feel pretty good going forward if the Americans continue to grow their youth the way they are right now. Hope all these players that are in this team right now can all reach the potentials they're at or surpass the potentials, because this is a great lineup. Very good overalls, for the starting 11. But the reserves could do better. But you can't. Beggars can't be choosers. So what do you think, guys? Do you like this lineup? Do you like the way it's looking so far for the U.S. men's national team? Is there someone I missed out that I should have put in here? Is there someone you think should be rated higher and should be put in this team that I missed over? Let me know down below. How do you guys feel about U.S. soccer's youth products going forward? Are you comfortable with it? Are you afraid that they won't reach their potential? Do you agree that the young players, once they establish themselves a bit, should move on to Europe from MLS? Let me know your thoughts down below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.